It's a bad season to be called Bob as The Walking Dead gives us a dose of the double B and we lose two Black Bobs in the first 8 episodes. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment for your mid-season finale, Walking Dead review, Season 5, Episode 8. This one is called Coda. One Bob had already bit the dust earlier this season in episode 3, and now we see another Bob bite the dust. We're running out of Bobs to kill here.
We are, and it's a Coda Red. It's Code Red for Bobby Boy. And I think the episode peaked in the opening seconds. I think the montage of this guy running, well, Rick running, and this guy trying to get free of his cuffs, then running, then Rick running, then Rick jumping in a car, him trying to get free of his cuffs. That's when it peaked. I think the actual intro to this mid-season finale was actually alright. Rick killing the guy is a big...
The tension of him trying to put like erosion on the tape to try and get free of his hands. I mean, and you see Rick running towards him and he's rubbing his hands to try and break... I like things like that, you know, it just adds to the...
like, we don't know how close Rick is. We don't know how far away this guy is from Rick. It adds to the tension. I like that, like you say, but...
I think Breaking Bad was good at doing that kind of stuff.
Yes, like building up.
Building up tension.
Although Better Call Saul ripped the arse clean out of it.
Yeah, it totally did. But for me, like I remember this, and I don't know how many times I've seen Coda, but I would imagine I've seen Coda multiple times. However, I just imagined this episode being a lot better than it was. Nothing really happened. I'm expecting... I know we don't get a big shootout, but I was expecting Rick's group to like infiltrate the hospital and, I don't know, try and set up a game plan or something like that, but it just didn't really happen. They kind of just walked in and offered a trade.
And that was it. Cookie cutter as you like, but...
it didn't really go down to like the last 15 minutes of the episode.
Yeah, Bob, he tries to run away from Rick. Rick jumps in the police car. He tells him to pull over, which I thought was... Well, I'll say pull over, walk over, whatever. He's not in a car, Bob, right? Rick's like, this guy's not doing it. Then Rick decides to run him over. Bob breaks his back. Obviously, with his hands tied behind his back, that's going to, increase the likelihood of breaking your back. Rick then walks over, tells him to shut the fuck up, and just shoots him. And then we hit the credits, or the roll credits, the intro. Two things with this, right? One, it's pretty sick for Rick. And two, why didn't the guy try and run out the road? It wasn't like one of those alleyways that are incredibly tight where he had nowhere to go. I mean, he's in the
Or the alleys were infested with walkers or anything like that?
No, it was like the most open back alley I've ever seen. We're talking it was probably about 50 feet across, and this guy just runs in a straight line.
I think it's one thing. I mean, Rick just runs the guy over, cripples him essentially, then laughs and tells him to shut up and just executes him. I don't see how people can be Team Rick. I don't see how people can say Rick's still a great guy. It's like people just don't really hold characters accountable. See if you're a fan character, see if you're a fan favourite, see if you're on the good side, then your character's allowed to do heinous shit and not be held accountable. But like if someone that's on the bad side does it, they're made it to be evil and horrible. Like I just don't get it.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the deaths that is most unjust in the show. Like, yeah, you know what, he was disobeying Rick, but the guy's a fellow cop, and yeah, he tried to run, but you could tell he was a good guy. He wasn't a bad guy.
Plus, the other two cops said that the reason he was trying to run is because he wanted the deal to work, and he knew it wasn't going to, unless he could speak to Dawn first. So it's almost like, he wasn't really trying to run to save himself. He was trying to save others, and he just gets essentially executed.
What happened to the Rick, though, that was willing to live with the governor? And here, he's killing an innocent man.
See, Rick for me flip-flops too much, man. It's like the Big Show face turns, heel turns in WWE. I find it hard to get on Team Rick.
I find it hard to get on Team Rick, right? But let's just sum up the church, right? Gabriel goes to where the terminites were hanging out. He then leads all the walkers back to the church. Carl and Michonne get rescued by a returning Abraham, Rosita, Eugene, Glenn, Maggie, and Tara. And then they point out Beth's alive. And then Maggie, who's not cared for Beth for about a season, pretty much a season exactly at this point, pretends to care. We're going to Atlanta. Does that sum up that part of the episode for you? Because I'm not wasting fucking time about Father Gabriel and his prayers and his 3:16s and his 8:10s and his 11:21s.
I mean, pretty much, but what really annoyed me is here we see Father Gabriel leaving the church. He then gets chased by walkers. He manages to kind of like squeeze himself in between the spears that are keeping the walkers at bay almost. But a couple of the walkers get in between the spears and they're closing down Father Gabriel, but they're walking at like 1 mile per hour so Father Gabriel can get saved. But it's as soon as they open the door and they pull in Father Gabriel, then all of a sudden, like, the walkers up their speed like times 10, and they're just like, pushing in through the church doors, and it's like, there's no consistency here. I feel like The Walking Dead did a very good job of the walkers, I would say, in the first 2 seasons. Third season, I don't really know how to feel about it because I think the focus kind of went out of it, went more towards humans and not walkers. But
see, because in season 3 though they focus more on the survivors and like army aspects. That doesn't mean when you go to season 4 you can't go back to walkers. The threat's still there, but the problem is with season 3. You can focus on you can focus on the armies, right? But you don't have to weaken zombies to such a point where it's ridiculous.
Even season 3, I think, if you look at how they took the prison, I think there's a big fucking jump here. How comfortable they were doing that.
No, I agree.
I know they said there was a time skip, but look, they literally cleared out the prison, like 5 of them. And I just don't see how they were that comfortable doing that. I think they've done it way too easy.
Yeah, and now it's all they lost was Herschel's leg. No one actually died.
And that was just a fucking Herschel being negligence, like. So, but yeah, walkers at this point, they just don't offer anything, really.
No, they don't. But we go back to the hospital. Dawn is trying to reach her officers, but of course they're kidnapped, so she can't really get to them. Was this other officer... I can't actually remember. O'Donnell, that's it, damn it, it's O'Donnell. He's berating the old guy. He's like, oh, you couldn't stitch a hole in your sleeve properly, or my sleeve, what the fuck are you doing? Then O'Donnell asks Beth if she knows how to sew, but then Doll's like, no, she's with me. Then we have the bit of pretty much a sit down here between Dawn and Beth, where she tells her how things are and reveals that, here, I know what you're doing, You've got all your officers here, you let them rape and do all this, and then what happens? O'Donnell, he opens the door, it's Stephen O'Donnell. And he overheard this, and then what does he do? He confronts Dawn, and I think we get one of the worst choreographed fight scenes I've ever seen in The Walking Dead.
Yeah, Dawn and O'Donnell get into a bit of a tussle. Dawn manages to like push O'Donnell off her, and then she shouts, now Beth, do it now, and then Beth runs and pushes O'Donnell down the elevator shaft. Again, did O'Donnell really need to die here? Did he do anything that was worthy of death here?
No, I don't think he did.
He was being a bit mean to this old guy, and he threatened to tell the other officers about Dawn.
No, I hate what they're going for though with Dawn. It's almost like she's the victim here, even though she's enabling all like these men and like these officers to rape the patients and like batter people. How's she's the fucking leader?
Shite leader.
But they're actually trying to portray this woman in charge.
See, it's because she's a female, they can't just have her be a clear-cut antagonist. She almost has to be
a tweener,
an anti-hero or some shit like that. You know what? Yeah, I have to make the hard decisions for the better of every. It's like, what the hell? No, you're a really, really shit character. And I mean, they've probably, I didn't even realise this, but they've probably dedicated more time to this whole Dawn and police hospital arc than they did the Hunters. And I just think the Hunters should have got more time than this.
And guess what? At the end of this episode, it's going to feel like a complete waste of time. It really, really is. Like, the Hunters are memorable, right? Like, eating people, cannibalism. That's like, and also the whole back end of season 4 built towards getting to Terminus. This whole cops in a hospital was just weird for me, man. I don't know, I never liked it. But Carol's safe. She's sitting in there, hooked up to her wee drugs. It's going good, damn it. What have we got, though? We've got Rick. He meets with a bunch of two
officers.
And he basically just tells them how's it going. And then, my friends are on that rooftop. And we've got Sasha and Daryl pointing sniper rifles at them. So obviously they know it's serious at this point. And then we're thinking, right, so surely the next scene is going to be like them talking on the way to the hospital. Next scene, we're in the hospital and we're in the...
Yeah, and it's all of a sudden these officers went from talking to Rick on like an even playing field, and then the next time we see them, they're literally being like held hostage. It's like, where the fuck did where did it all go wrong? I don't get it. Like,
it's almost like
why I don't understand why Beth and Carol are being held hostage in the first place, and why it's a fucking trade. I mean, surely they should be able to leave. Now, if you see when they get there, right, it's like Dawn seems to be the only corrupt officer left. Why did none of the good officers in the background speak up and go, look, Dawn, if they want to leave, let her leave?
Yeah. It's all... Yeah, I just don't get it.
Why are they being held hostage? That's just fucking weird governor type shit.
By someone who... I mean, the governor is a... You know, he's an evil bat, and he's got the presence to go back it up. Dawn is some 5'6" woman who slapped Beth around.
Well, look at the governor. The governor's like a charismatic guy, and
the eye patch added to it eventually when he got that. But it's like, no, but the governor's got people have a presence, man.
I'm just not.
You don't have
Dawn.
to be tall, right? I'm not but you look at Danny Trejo. Any movie he's in, he's got the, even though he's small, he's got the fucking presence. Here, I just didn't feel anything. Then we've got the trade, the talk. I almost feel like though this was like an episode with about 5 deleted scenes.
Yeah, so they trade Carol and Beth for the 2 officers, but then Dawn's like, nah, that's not enough. You've still got one more of mine. I want Noah back. And it's at this point, it's like Rick's kind of like, nah, he's with us. But Noah's like, no, it's okay, I'll go back. And it's
Noah's a little bitch for that.
like, why? Why didn't Noah just say, no, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be held hostage by you. Is Dawn going to pull out a gun and shoot him? Is it going to result in an all-out firefight? Are the officers behind Dawn going to try and eliminate a bunch of other people just because Noah didn't want to be there?
You know, it's idiotic for Noah. I mean, it's a noble act. He's trying to save like Beth's life here, so he can, give himself up essentially. But at the end of the day, he's been kidnapped. Like Beth, like Carol, all 3 of them get kidnapped. They should all be able to go at the doors, but it's not like that, is it?
No. So then Beth walks up to Dawn and basically calls her like a bully.
You're a bitch.
And then Beth stabs her, I believe, with
a pair of scissors that she hid in her cast.
And
good night.
Dawn reflex pulls the trigger and it just like blows Beth's brains out. Daryl at this point pulls out his gun and Rick shouts and tries to stop him. But Daryl just shoots her anyway. And Daryl shoots Dawn. And then we have like a standoff, and then the other female officer who kind of just appeared out of nowhere. Well, no, she was the one that's been held hostage, I think, with Bob and the other guy. She's like, oh no, hold your fire, stand down.
There was an Asian officer who didn't have the acting capabilities here.
Nah, he was just a background
fucking
character.
Goofball.
He was a background character, but he wasn't far enough in the background.
He was a background character who stole the scene for all the wrong reasons.
A background character who's at the front is like, what the fuck's this guy doing? It's just so fucking awkward. Like, I mean, why did Beth have to die? What was the whole point of this arc? Why have this story arc with Beth as the only character that like connects the 2 groups just to ever fucking die when they meet? It made no. It literally felt like this was a waste of time.
It's filler. It's absolute filler.
See, like what would have changed, right? In these last 4 episodes or 5 episodes, if we just never seen Beth again? It was almost like this was just to give Beth closure.
Yep. We dedicated a full episode to Daryl and Carol for this.
Then the first Beth episode. Alright, you could argue the only one that never really got... Out of the last 5 episodes, the only one that never got dedicated to this was the one where Abraham's group are going to Washington. And
at least that was a big reveal. And it shows you a bit of his backstory.
But literally the episodes 4, 5, 7, and 8, I believe that's the right ones.
Yep.
Literally all of them have been dedicated to setting up this hospital arc.
And again, Rick's saying no about this, but you've just killed Bob for like no reason. She's literally just dropped one of your members of your group, albeit accidentally, right? He's like, no, don't do it.
And even the officers that Rick took back, I mean, they were willing to lie about Bob's death. It's not like they're great people either. They know Rick killed this fucking guy.
Yeah. Oh, I see. That's how it went down. I seen that.
It's like no one's really likable here.
No.
Dawn's not likable. Fucking the group's not likable at this point. You could argue that the likable people aren't in this group. They're in the group that's following. And even then, I wouldn't say there's that many likable people in that one. It's just, I don't know what we're doing here, man. It's Dawn and a bunch of fucking nobodies.
Now Dawn, the only name, is dead. Daryl picks up Beth. We walk out of the hospital. The
And
fire
then,
truck arrives.
the doc-
Nina.
I believe the doctor then asks if they want to stay, they can stay. They can stay there together, and Rick says no. And at this point, I'm wondering why Rick said no. Now, I get it, maybe Rick thinks that Washington's still a deal here. But when they walk outside, it's obviously going to be revealed that Eugene was full of shit.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know, like, look at the hospital. That hospital is as safe as any place they've had since the prison.
High up.
I wonder why they wouldn't go back. And I mean, they're all cops, and Rick was a former cop. You wonder why there wouldn't at least be a talk to discuss it. Because see, in season 1, when like they wanted to leave the camp and where was the next destination, they discussed that. Oh, Morales, are you sure you want to leave with your family? And they discussed that. You feel like there should have been a bit of a discussion here, but nah, it was kind of Rick just, they offered them to stay, and Rick just kind of looked at him as if he was a piece of shit on his shoes and was like, nah, walked off. I don't know. And then Daryl walks out with Beth, dead, obviously carrying her, and then Maggie breaks down, and then Rosita and Tara are crying, and fuck, they never met Beth, it's like...
Who's this mid-carder? I mean, yeah, why are they crying?
I don't really know. It's just... It doesn't feel genuine, right? Because for them, they don't know the story. They don't know. I mean, they just see Daryl carrying out a dead body. Like, I mean, I'm sure at this point in the apocalypse, they've seen a shitload of dead bodies. So them crying just didn't really do anything for me.
No, and it's not like they've established enough of a connection with Maggie to cry if she cries. Now, if Glenn, obviously, I mean, they're going to be married soon, so why not? Right, wait, are they married at this point? I don't even know. I mean, obviously, there's no official ceremony in Apocalypse, but then, you thought it was over. Then they pull us back in because Morgan, oh, that guy, he's back after the credits. He walks out of the woods, and then...
I must have missed that bit.
No, we've seen that, definitely. Not remember? No, we definitely both watched this. But yeah, he basically sees Abraham's note for Rick, and he sees the map to Washington, D.C. So, yeah, I believe the last time we seen Gabriel...
I'm just going
to
say it. One of, if not the most overrated fucking character in this entire universe.
He is. I believe the last time we seen him was...
End of season 4.
He was
on the train tracks. Heading to Terminus.
I think it was the end of season 5, episode 1.
Finale?
Because that would make sense because he left Terminus rather than...
True.
Anyway, Morgan doesn't do it for me. This was a really poor mid-season finale. I thought it was much better than what... It just shows you. I thought this season was much better than what it was. I thought it kicked off good, and then to this point, I think it's only going to get worse. All that happens in the second half of this season is they get to Alexandria, Rick puts on a fucking uniform, and then... He kills the guy.
It's mad. Rick didn't actually want to stick around and be a cop with actual cops, but he'll get to Alexandria and be a play cop.
Yeah.
You know what? It's almost like Rick's power hungry. Stay at the prison with other police officers, or stay in your group and be the only Officer Rick Grimes.
I'm power hungry. Anyway, I'm going to give this episode a 5 out of 10.
It's getting a basic 5 out of 10. I mean... none of these episodes are horrible, but they're not exactly good. They're like bang average.
I feel like with this episode, you had everybody, right? You had everybody in the cast, and I think it was just as cookie cutter as a cookie cutter episode could get for a mid-season thing.
I just don't get it, man. Rick's willing to kill Bob. Dawn's killed officers in her place. Yet they get there, and it's like a wee friendly trade-off.
The trade-off. Anyway, guys, that's it. Mid-season finale. What would you rate the season so far? I think I'm just going to give it a 5.
I'd say probably a 5 for it. Started off pretty good.
The Hunter stuff was good. I did enjoy it. Real horror elements in there. And then, yeah, from episode 4 onwards, it's been pretty pants for me.
It's not great.
Not great, guys. We'll be back very soon. There's going to be another guy dying. Tyrese. Tune in. It gets even worse.
Bit of a spoiler, is it no?
It's...